Welcome to AssHat Analysts, the debate game show where the points definitely matter and we take things way too seriously. My name is Josh Johnson, and I'm joined here with my roommates, Nathaniel Jackson.
Yo.
And Kyle Jennis.
Howdy.
Stay tuned to find out who truly is the king of pulling random facts and arguments right out of their ass.
Welcome. Okay, fine, Kyle. It's yours.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our Friday episode of AssHat Analyst with our special guest, Ryan Dailey. If you are tuning in from Wednesday's episode, you'll have heard us talk about polytheistic religions, and we are going to reveal Ryan's vote for who he thinks is the bullshitter.
Who you got? Who you guess?
I think Nathaniel is the bullshitter.
Ooh.
Got him.
It's not me.
All right, well, let's reveal our votes
Who'd
then.
you guys vote for? You voted... All right, so Josh voted Kyle. I originally voted Josh halfway through the episode, and then I scratched out and voted Kyle.
I voted Josh.
Who was it?
Yeah, it was me.
It was Josh. I knew it was
Dadgummit.
Josh.
I'll take those three.
All of you were a struggle for me. I feel like Kyle's opening statement was the strongest.
Yeah.
He had some solid facts, but then as I poked into more questions, I mean it was just more of I don't understand if he didn't do strong research, which I would understand, or you're not writing a paper about it. I get it.
God, no.
Um,
I don't want to be back in high school.
the thing that I didn't go with Josh is because I know Norse paganism truly is a lot of storytelling. So it really can get wrapped up and be a whole lot of different things. So it just kind of seemed like you at least had that down and some other strong points.
Yeah, also, Nathaniel, so I did look it up again. The Asatru Folk Assembly is the AFA. So
Folk Assembly.
Folk
it is
Assembly.
ASA, and I did get it completely wrong, and I'm pretty sure I said it a different thing 3 times. But, yeah.
No,
I
you
actually...
said it the same every time.
Yeah, I think that's why I
Okay.
asked you again. I wrote down what you said the first time because
Gotcha.
it sounded fake,
Okay.
and then I asked you again to see if you would say the same thing, and you did.
Oh.
I was just like,
yeah.
dadgummit.
Happy accident.
See, that was the strong point. I don't know. I just I don't know that much about Norse historical significance again, because a lot of it is storytelling.
Yeah. Well,
So,
and this was something that I
Just
actually
kind of-
did do research on, but I did it a year ago when I was actually just interested in
Nice.
Norse mythology and the culture. So
Yeah. So you just picked a topic you already knew a little about. Yeah.
Yep.
I knew nothing about Shinto, so I shot myself in the foot. And
I thought...
read 3 or 4 articles, took inspiration from what I knew from watching a couple anime, and that's what I went with.
I could
and
tell
Mulan.
you were doing that. So you were bullshitting at the very
A
least.
little bit, but I really did read
Nate-
3 or 4 articles, and
Nate goes into these, though, trying to act as if he is the BSer.
which is no longer the strategy.
well, it's not.
Yeah,
It's
not.
It
not.
doesn't work.
So,
I mean, definitely minimal effort put forward.
Yeah,
Do
little-
that for sure. But
little background info for our audience. We recorded an entire month of episodes. We will not be releasing those episodes. I've not had this discussion with Kyle yet, so he's looking at me like,
What?
We will not be releasing those episodes because too many of the rules were slightly different. The points were slightly different. Some of the conversations. We might still put them on Patreon,
Okay, that's fine.
but they will not be
yeah,
Wait,
released.
when was this
that'll be something we'll discuss. And if we get enough feedback that you guys really want to listen to them, we may take some of those episodes and drop them out here and there.
Yeah.
Bruh.
But yeah, so that was the strategy with how we used to score the BS episodes, because it used to be, we all voted, all of our votes count, and you want to try and seem like the bullshitter even if you're a researcher, because you want others to vote for you and you to be the only one to get points. But that's no longer how it works. Now the only vote that matters is the guest, and Ryan unfortunately picked me, so I get no points today.
You lose your point that you started with. And
So
Josh
that-
gets his 3.
That means Josh, the bullshitter, gets 3 points, and
I get 1.
Kyle gets 1 point.
So Kyle, going into that the final episode here, our last opportunity to get points this week, where is everybody standing?
Alrighty. So it looks like we have a tie for first place right now. Nate got 1 point in the parlay episode and didn't get one in the BS. So Nate has 9. Josh didn't get any in the parlay, but he kept his 3 as the BSer. So Josh is now up to 9 as well. I have gotten 1 point each from the episodes that we've done, which brings me up to 5. And the guests as a whole have 4, since Ryan got 2 points in the parlay episode. So basically, I still have to claw my way back up, but it's between the two of you for first place right now.
Yeah, so you can get 2 points. You're at 4, so you can't win.
I can't.
This week. He can't win this week.
Oh, yeah, we still have one more week this month.
We do. So we're not done with this. This is not final decision, but last opportunity to get points this week. Let's go ahead and head into that discussion. Nate, what's our topic again?
Our topic is, while trick-or-treating, what is the candy you want the most? So this is our Simpleton episode. So Ryan did not know the topic going into the recording of these episodes. We have all picked a candy, and we are going to try and convince Ryan why the candy we have chosen is the best candy to go with. Therefore, who wants to start it off?
I picked Kit Kats.
Kyle picked Kit Kats.
I had a hankering for Kit Kats when I was thinking of this topic, and I was like, man, I want some Kit Kats. I'm going to pick Kit Kats.
Okay. Josh?
I picked Almond Joys.
Okay.
It's a healthy snack.
Like an uphill battle.
I agree. All right. Man, which one am I going to pick? I've been battling. I've been going back and forth between 2 candies.
Shall we flip a coin and whichever...
I'm going with Three Musketeers. I'm sticking with it.
Ooh,
I'm going with
right.
Three Musketeers.
Sticking to his guns.
I do like that we all picked chocolate-based ones, and nobody thought to go for, like, Sour Patch Kids.
Or Twizzlers.
Yeah.
Or Skittles.
Honestly, the Twizzlers that you get that are fun-sized...
Dude, when I was a kid, Skittles was what I was going for.
Honestly, same. And I would... But that's like... I'm an adult, and I can just go buy Skittles.
I just
Honestly,
don't like Skittles anymore.
I don't mind Starburst. But I do know
I like
if there's
Starburst.
one candy that I just, like... I'll be walking in the grocery store and just going to have, like, you know, a little hankering for.
It's Three Musketeers.
If I'm going to pick something up, no, it's going to
Kit Kats,
be...
dog. What you mean?
For me, it actually is going to be it's going to be the Almond Joy. That is the one that, like, I can sit down and just especially if you have them frozen. You get them at Halloween, but you don't eat them that night. You put them in the freezer, and that is what you snack on throughout the rest of
And
it.
that's what you do with Three Musketeers, because when you put Three Musketeers in the freezer and you eat them right as they're starting to get that they're like that ice cream texture. Like they're no longer frozen rock solid. They're not warm. They're just cold and gooey like ice cream. Dude,
I never actually thought to do that with Three Musketeers, but like...
it's
I was
so
about to
good.
say, this seems like a lot of restraint for a child, but
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
well,
that's
we're
the
not
thing.
Great
we're not
idea in
children,
theory.
and we have spent plenty of years as children going
Hey,
trick or treating.
I have trick or treated
All
for
right.
25 years of my life.
Yeah, and I tell you, the last
25
3
years
have been
straight,
the best
huh?
years.
I've had to work like every Halloween the last couple of years.
Sucks for you.
I know.
Well, you know, some
I
would
have
say
to,
trick or treating
actually.
is work if you're really going for the gains.
Yeah. I mean, I trick or treat at work.
Yeah, force times distance cosine theta. Let's get some work
I'll
done
give you a
here,
5%
people.
discount if you bring me some candy.
Okay, but so Nathaniel, what exactly is the difference between a Three Musketeer and Milky Way or Snickers? Because honestly, I have trouble actually differentiating them.
Yeah. So Three Musketeers is not actually like... So Milky Way has a caramel base, right? So it's chocolate covering...
Like they call it nougat or something.
Yeah, it's
and
like-
then the caramel in the
yeah.
middle.
What was the other one you said?
I think that's
Snickers.
I think that's Twix.
Snickers, Milky Way,
Oh, you're...
Three Musketeers.
Yeah.
Well,
So
Milky
Three
Way's similar to
Musketeers...
My point, though, they're all the same.
Yeah, there's 2 core components. It's the chocolate exterior, and then normally like the nougat mantle. I guess I'm trying to equate to a planet for whatever reason, but
The only one that has like based caramel is Twix.
oh yeah. Why am I thinking Milky Way?
Exactly. You don't know which one is which. They're all the same.
I'm trying to remember.
Honestly, like I do not know.
Really, the only candy I eat.
Well,
anymore
I'm
is-
hoping Nathaniel, who hopefully did research on this and isn't just looking up the answer right now, is able to explain to us what the difference between these are and why he picked Three Musketeer over
No.
the other 2.
No, Three Musketeers is actually nougat.
Yeah, it's all nougat.
What exactly is nougat?
Um,
And how do you pronounce it? Is it nougat or nugget?
Nouget, I think is
Or
how
it's either ET or
Nougat.
AT. Nougat.
Nougat?
It's
Nougat.
nougat, I think is how you pronounce it.
Nougat.
Okay.
Okay, I think I did just look it up just for like one simple difference. like Milky Way and Musketeers are owned by different companies, but are both chocolate coverings with a nougat filling. One is more fluffy, which would be Three Musketeers, and Milky Way is a bit more compact, so like chunkier.
That's my thing. It's
And
like
the fluffiness of Three Musketeers is why when you freeze it, it is the perfect non-ice cream
yeah, but like
filling.
I
room
will
temp,
say
it's
that does
not
sound better.
like room temp Milky Way though, which is when most people eat them because most people don't know how to freeze them.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
Did you
not-
say
I'd
most people don't own a freezer?
No, I'm saying most people don't know to freeze. Three
Oh,
Musketeers.
gotcha.
I never
Okay.
thought to try it until just now.
I would agree. Most people do not freeze them.
Most people
however,
freeze,
you're
like-
all missing out. Honestly, at warm, like at room temperature, when they are warm, they're still really good. 3 reasons that they are my favorite candy bar. One, the nougat is not super heavy. It doesn't, like, when you eat a ton of chocolate, it kind of dries your mouth out. And while it is delicious, don't get me wrong, chocolate is good.
Chocolate's mad fire.
It doesn't have that, like, really, like, dry after effect that eating a lot of chocolate does. Because there's actually not that much chocolate in Three Musketeers. Three Musketeers is mostly the nougat. There's a thin chocolate layer on the outside, and then it's just filled with nougat. And the fluffiness of the nougat, it is not something that like makes my mouth feel all sticky when I'm done eating it, like most chocolate, especially if the chocolate's slightly melted. And it just like it doesn't leave this weird feeling in my mouth. And then it's
Does it become chunky?
yeah, and the texture of it, it even at room temperature, it melts in your mouth. Like it's something that when you bite into it, it's just a couple bites, you get a rush of flavor, and then you swallow it. No weird long aftertaste. No like chocolate sticking to the roof of your mouth or sticking to your teeth. Just doesn't do that nearly as much because there's a lot less chocolate and primarily nougat, which is basically like a less sticky marshmallow kind of thing.
Do you realize in your timeline of that, there was, at no part did you tell people to chew? You said take a bite of it and then you swallow.
Whatever.
I'm sorry. I'm
chewing
thinking-
is implied.
Swallow your Three
That's why
Musketeers.
Three
that's-
Musketeers is a choking hazard.
He's just pointing out that you don't need to chew
Yes.
it because it
Yeah,
just
dude,
melts in
it
your mouth.
does. It
Pay
just
attention.
melts in your mouth, man. And dude, when it's frozen, it's just 10 times better. The already better chocolate snack is even better. So
Also,
I
to
rest my
clarify
case.
once more, Snickers is also the same as Milky Ways. They just have nuts in them. Snickers and Milky Way are both made by the same company.
and see, there's so many people with nut allergies. You just can't do that.
You
for
can't do
Josh's
that.
Because I also didn't know either.
Okay.
Yeah, but who likes almonds?
I was about to say
Tom Brady.
The
Tom Brady
problem
likes
here
almonds.
Is I do not know if I've ever had an almond joy.
Have you really
Me
never
neither.
had an? Okay.
I honestly, I don't think I have
let me break it down here for you.
I
So
don't
you
like
got
coconut. They have coconuts.
so you've got a small
No, that's
rectangle
coconut joy.
slash a rounded rectangle of creamy coconut, and then you have an almond placed on top of it,
only
and then
one.
that is draped in chocolate.
Only one almond.
But that's really all you need. That's the best part of it. It's portion control. So, and if you buy like one of the king size ones, then there's like 3 almonds across the whole thing. But the ones that you're likely getting during Halloween are the fun size ones.
Right.
And so it's about 2 inches and about, I'd say, like half an inch tall.
So they're very similar to the Three Musketeers.
But the difference is that instead of having like a nougaty
And, like-
base, the base is coconut. So it's refreshing in that it's the coconut, and then you get that textural difference from the creamy coconut into the full almond, and just the snap of it when you bite into it, and it balances out the flavors really well. You get textural differences in there, and then if you do freeze it, then there's an even more of a textural difference that you get because the almond has more snap to it. You actually get the cracking of the
Dude, a frozen almond, that just does not sound appeal to
That
me.
sounds like a rock.
The almond itself is not frozen because it
platitude.
is encapsulated in the. It gets more snap, which is not going to break any teeth. I would say the downside to it is potential nut allergies, but
And people just not liking coconut.
Honestly,
So
there's
many
yeah,
there's
people
coconut
don't
on
have
almond joy.
allergies.
There's coconut on
Like,
almond joy in there.
That's just unfortunate
Yes.
for those people. I don't know that should be in part of the rule.
Yeah, but
I don't know that it should either, but
so
because
many-
it's the one that we would want, and I don't think anybody of the four of us has a nut allergy.
I don't.
no,
Okay.
I do. Just kidding. No, I eat nuts all
You
the time.
would
You
you
eat
would
peanut
claim
butter.
a nut allergy simply to win an argument.
I would.
You eat peanut butter.
I do. I also eat almonds, but almonds are gross.
And it's a thrill every time because he doesn't know if he'll make it through.
It's like Russian roulette,
It's-
but with a peanut butter jar.
It's the excitement that I like, not the
Oh,
peanut
yeah.
butter
Yep.
itself.
No,
Fair
I
enough.
mean, genuinely, there's so many people out there that just don't like coconut,
Hi.
and like
Yeah, well, there's also a lot of people out there that are incredibly wrong about a lot of things.
that is true. But I just like I feel like that specifically because we're talking about wild trick or treating.
Yes.
That is not something you would ever want to give out because like so many people either have nut allergies and you're afraid of that or
Kids don't like
don't
coconuts,
like
dude.
Yeah.
Well,
so many
so-
kids don't like coconuts.
So, but the,
wait. Is the argument trick or treating or trick or treating, like while you're kids?
it doesn't matter. It's just candy
it's
that
also, Ryan, I love the fact that you just bought into the fact that we will go trick or treating, and you're automatically needing to distinct
He has to
like a
clarify.
distinction between the two
Well,
of
like,
those.
it does matter to me.
No,
I
it-
mean, kids do not have the greatest palate, so like that is a part of my decision.
I don't
Yeah,
have the greatest
so
palates
that's
either.
Because keep in mind, the other thing is we're not necessarily trying to convince kids that are trick or treating. We're trying to convince Ryan here, who is a grown man.
Ryan, for the audience,
With
how
a-
old are you?
What?
I'm 23.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also
so-
for me, because I didn't know either.
Okay, so this is the candy that we are giving out trick or treating specifically to you, Ryan. That is how this debate is set up, right? This is a candy that you are getting trick or treating from us. You knock on Kyle's door, he gives you a.
Kit Kat.
we've got a
You
we've
knock
got a
on my door, you get a Three Musketeers, and you knock on Josh's door, and you get an almond.
Or
Joy.
you can look at it this way. You open the door and you've got a bowl filled with candy. You've got a fun-size Almond Joy. You got a fun-sized Three Musketeer, and you got a fun-size whatever Kyle picked. So that's
a
Kit
Kit
Kat.
Kat, dog.
Kit Kat. Which one? You're allowed to get one candy. Which one are you taking? So that being
gotcha.
said, I've given my pitch. Nathaniel's talked about his.
Yeah, I haven't even
now
gotten
let's
to
hear
mine.
about whatever Kyle picked.
Yeah,
well,
what
like, I know a lot about Kit Kat. I just have, again, because I haven't had an almond joy, I want like one clarification. So like as Nathaniel said with Three Musketeers, he has a chocolate covering, I would say.
Uh-huh.
Is yours a chocolate covering or is it like a chocolate bar with like, like does it have more chocolate? Does the texture,
ooh.
is it balanced out?
Yeah.
Is
So
it a
the
chocolate bar with a filling or does it have a chocolate covering?
So I would say it's actually the coconut makes up kind of the main bar of it. So like where a Three Musketeers would have that, or like think
Like
of
a
it kind of
Kit
more.
Kat is like a chocolate bar with a filling to me.
Think of it more like a Twix. I mean, it's not the same size of a Twix, but it's that way that the coconut takes place at the cracker at the bottom, and then you have the
Gotcha.
almond
So
on
like-
top, in the middle, and then honestly
strong
look up a
coconut
picture of
flavor.
an almond joy. Like I can describe it to you, but
It's a strong coconut flavor, essentially. I
yeah.
wasn't sure if it's like three well-balanced flavor, like
So
three equally
I do
balanced
believe that they
flavors.
are well balanced, but there is a strong coconut flavor in it.
I'd say it's like
I meant equally, not well, to clarify.
yeah, it's like I don't know, like 60% coconut
Yeah, I found a
is
picture
like
of it.
what it
I'd say
It's
it's
more of a chocolate
quantity, but
covering.
coconut's a much.
it is a chocolate covering.
Yeah.
Yes.
Coconut. It's like the physical matter of it is there's like 60% coconut, but
it is a sugary, gooey coconut thing with it. So
Coconut-
it's not just straight coconut.
yeah, coconut is a
But-
just weaker flavor in general, so there has to be more of it there in order for you to.
Yes. So the flavors themselves are balanced.
Yeah,
Yes, that's
Yeah.
accurate.
yeah.
The one on the bottom is more accurate, but yeah.
That's a lot of coconut.
I mean, it is a lot of coconut, but honestly, the flavors balance out because it's like a sugary, gooey coconut. It's not just straight, shaved coconut.
You know what I really want to do,
homemade.
Ryan?
Shave a coconut.
Can you shoot a video with your phone of you taking a bite of all three of these and then send it to us? And
We want your reaction.
after you pick for the podcast, send it to us and just take a bite of an Almond Joy, a Three Musketeers, and a Kit Kat, and tell us which one's best.
I And that's not happening tonight.
No, you can do that whenever. I'm just curious. I'd be very curious.
For the sake of the argument, I could support that.
Sweet.
We could just DoorDash it to him.
That's a lot.
True.
Wow.
There's a Kroger quite close by.
Yeah. We'll just Venmo him money for all the fun size candy.
I mean, yeah, realistically, you can buy all of these things at the
Like a
The
Kroger.
store.
well,
Yeah.
I mean,
The
at
store,
the store,
grocery
but I mean,
store.
just even at like the checkout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle, tell us about Kit Kats.
Well, I mean, like I said earlier, I picked Kit Kats because I had a hankering for Kit Kats earlier. I feel like first off, it's a very popular candy. Like most people will have Kit Kats. It's really simple. It's chocolate covering like a lot of the others are, and it's kind of like wafery almost too. But it's like not overbearingly dry for wafer. Plus, like it's so satisfying to just like take the Kit Kat sticks and just split them, and then you go for one, then you go for the other. It's just like, to me, there's nothing satisfying like a Kit Kat crunch. Just the split, and then just you bite into it. Obviously, you can freeze it too, like a lot of other chocolate-based candies, and it takes on a whole different just level of texture and everything. And I think the other thing is too, they don't seem to melt very easily. Like if you let them sit out, they don't seem to, at least to me, in my experience, they don't melt as easily as like Reese's Cups. Reese's Cups melt like nobody's business if you let them. There's no denying that. But
Yeah. They definitely have like a bit of a trick or treat fault because you got to make it back home and
yeah, you got to make it in
probably
time.
sits in a hot pillowcase or whatever it may
Yeah.
be.
Yeah. No, but I mean, like, plus with, at least for me personally, like, I can go through a fair number of Kit Kats and before I'll be like, all right, that's enough of those. Where it's like Reese's, I could have a few, or if it's the small Reese's, I could have a bunch, but like the normal ones, it's like, I personally don't like coconut, so I wouldn't go for an Almond Joy. Plus, it's like, I feel like if you have the right friends or whatever, like you can use Kit Kats as, oh, hey, what's up, buddy? I feel like you can use like certain candies are good for like trading, like trade bargaining or whatever. It's like, hey, I want this, and like I feel like Kit Kats are like you can easily trade them or whatever. It's like, hey, I got this, I can give you one of these or whatever.
Yeah,
That's
you
an
can get
important-
Almond Joys really easily.
No, yeah, because no one's
No,
Yeah,
I mean,
but
like
you
you can
can't
stock
trade
up on Almond Joys.
Yeah, I was gonna say ease of access might be Almond Joys. They're definitely one of the last ones to sell out
Well, yeah.
on Halloween.
Exactly,
Yeah.
they're always available. They know.
like
People
There's a
know.
reason for that.
They stock up.
yeah. Well, it's like I said, like Kit Kats are like a lot of people like Kit Kats. It's like one of the most popular candies across the United States. If you look at whatever, there's a ton of data you can look at. It's just real, like I said, it's really simple. It's just like chocolate coating on like kind of a wafer, and like I said, it's really satisfying. Like it's just so satisfying.
It's actually a 3-layer wafer with peanut butter in the middle.
Is there actually peanut butter?
I don't know if it's peanut butter, but it's some kind of nut thing in the middle. I just
think
know
it's
the
just
way
like
that
the
I eat
common
Kit Kats
wafer
is that I
filling.
like break the wafers apart or like the layers apart, and there's something that sits in between them. I'm not actually sure what
I
it
think
is.
it's a small layer of cream, like when you get the cream wafer.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the other thing too. There are different varieties of Kit Kats too. There's like the cookies and cream ones or whatever, and then there's
There's the white chocolate one.
yeah. There's
Okay,
those.
it's a choco layer is apparently what it's
Yeah.
called.
This is interesting.
okay.
So none of us picked a single candy that's in the top 10 of America's top 10 Halloween candies.
What? That's impossible. What? Are you kidding me right now?
Number 1, Reese's Cups. 2, Skittles. 3, M&M's. 4, Starburst. 5, Hot Tamales. 6, Sour Patch Kids. 7, Hershey's
Hot
Kisses.
tamales. Those are disgusting.
8, Snickers. 9, Tootsie Pops. 10, Candy Corn.
So Hershey's Kisses, I feel like would be an absolutely terrible thing to give out. One,
That's
they
one
melt
that-
too easily.
yes.
They're not sealed,
Yeah.
so I would not let my kid have one.
No.
Well, honestly,
Well, that's the thing with all
I
of
just
ours.
think
It's like
it's funny.
I
Yeah.
know.
Like,
Well, it's
it's
like-
the same argument for Reese's Cups, at least the ones you get at Halloween.
yeah. They melt so. Like
Well,
yes, they're sealed
they're not
better,
sealed.
the
but
difference is no, they are sealed because they
No,
come in
the
a
big ones.
No, they're in the
You
little...
know, the bite-sized
same-
ones, Josh.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
That are
The
basically
small
the
ones are
same
not.
as the
It's like the
Hershey
foil
Kisses.
wrapping.
Yeah,
The
they're in
small
the
ones
same
are the
foil wrapping
wrapped.
as a...
The big
Hershey's
ones are
Kiss.
actually sealed.
Oh, I see
Yeah,
what you're saying.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I don't eat enough Reese's. I'm more of an Almond Joy kind of guy.
Clearly.
I would say like the biggest drawback that I have personally with Kit Kats is they don't have a lot of I can't eat a lot of them. like like the standard 4-pack, like the ones you get at the movie theater. Essentially, I could never finish 4 of them. I can maybe get like 2, and then like I'm done.
What?
I guess they have good shareability with that, but still.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar.
yeah. Well, that's the whole thing of like that's their whole slogan. Like that's their whole marketing. It's like, hey, it's a shareable one. That's why, like for me, it's like I can get a bunch of them and just like, hey, I got Kit Kats. What you got?
I thought their marketing was right Twix versus left Twix, or not Twix, Kit Kat, whatever.
Quick.
no,
No,
that is
Twix.
Twix.
Is that
Yeah,
Twix?
Kit
What's
Kat
that
actually
marketing
advertises with
slogan?
Twix. No, so they've actually
Wait,
changed their slogan.
wait.
Apparently, it's "Have a break, have a Kit Kat."
Yeah.
is their new slogan.
But take
That
but
break
is
me off
Twix.
a piece of
Wow.
that cake.
I've thought, okay.
I'm sorry.
No,
How-
that's
what
a-
part of that
that's-
didn't make sense
no,
to you? The
no,
left
for-
Twix. You said left Twix and right Twix.
Dude, I know.
Thinking
like,
it was
that's-
about Kit Kat.
I've always, when I thought about that commercial, thought about Kit Kat, not Twix.
Well-
but when I physically said it out loud, I was like, wait,
You said Twix.
I know.
Nathaniel, you know what that's a great example of?
Having a
Brainwashing?
stroke.
Brand loyalty.
No, that's brainwashing.
Yeah,
Not brainwashing,
Yeah, the commercial
brand
about
washing.
Twix makes you think about Kit Kat. Brainwashing.
But even when I think about Kit Kat, I think about Twix.
All right. Well, Nathaniel's going to put his tinfoil hat.
Yep. I already got it on.
That's actually why he wears a hat all the time. They're all lined with tinfoil.
Yep. Yeah.
So it may look like he's supporting the Buccaneers, but really he's protecting himself.
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Well,
I pretty much made my argument. I don't have anything else to say.
Hey, you can't talk about candy too much.
just
Ryan,
want-
you got any more questions for us?
No, not really.
all right.
I mean, it's candy bars, I just make a decision, right?
Yeah.
You have to pick who gets 2 points?
Yeah. He's definitely picking Three Musketeers because ice cream. So.
Well, what?
I am actually going to pick Three Musketeers.
God
I mean,
dang it.
Did you just flip a
honestly, I
coin?
feel like
What-
Josh had like a good argument, but at the end of the day,
You've
I've
never
been
had
around
an
almost
almond joy. You don't know.
24 years now, and I've never had an almond joy. And until this conversation, I've never had a desire for an almond joy. And I just kind of
What
want
Kit
to try
Kats,
one,
bro?
just so I can understand.
but what
where
you're
Josh
saying
coming
is
from,
this
not because
conversation-
I think it's good,
This conversation has given you a desire to eat an almond joy.
but it's
I don't
more
know
just
if it-
because
Brainwashing.
you like it, not because of the fact that I think it'll be good.
Yeah. Well, I win, and that's all that matters.
Do you like coconut? Like coconut shrimp? Or
I
shrimp.
don't like a strong flavoring of coconut. So again, kind of like if
Okay.
it were a chocolate bar with the coconut filling, I'd be down. But based off of like what we saw, where it's like at least 60% coconut, that seems like too much for me.
Well, I mean, you've already made your choice. So right now we're just having a conversation. But I do think that the flavors are well balanced because coconut itself doesn't have like
It's not a powerful flavor.
on its own it's not a huge powerful flavor. So the way that it incorporates with, I do think they've balanced it out well with the amount of almond that's there for the texture and the amount of chocolate that's on it. I do think it is well balanced, and I think you will like it.
I will say you might have convinced me to try one during this Halloween season, but which one would I pick if I were given the option? I would pick a Milky Way. Or Three Musketeers, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
he'd
no,
pick a Three
that's
Musketeers because
basically
it's
the same
basically a
thing.
Snickers and a Milky Way.
Pretty much.
minus the nuts.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
okay.
Milky
So
Way isn't as fluffy. It's more compact nougat, and Snickers is the same thing as Milky Way from what I saw. It just has peanuts in it, or nuts. I don't know if it was specifically peanuts. But...
Yeah.
Mine
I
has
believe it
no
is.
nuts.
Mine
and
doesn't
it's
either.
fluffy.
And it's fluffier, which does sound better.
I don't know.
I've definitely had them before.
I like some crunch to my candy. You feel me?
I will say, which one would I pick off of the list? It's always Sour Patch Kids, though.
that's why I
Not
was.
as big on,
That's
like, the
why I was a
chocolate.
little. I was a little surprised that none of us picked. Like we all picked chocolate.
Yeah, and I don't even like chocolate.
America as a whole likes chocolate, though.
I don't know. I definitely didn't even like candy, like fruit flavored candy. I used to not understand. My dad, when I was growing up, would always say, "Nah, it's like fruit flavored artificial. I can't eat that stuff. It's gross." And I was obsessed with it as a kid. I can't touch Skittles or Sour Patch Kid. That stuff
I
just...
mean, I'll still devour
dude,
those. I don't care.
It makes me feel sick. I can't eat it.
I eat one sour Skittle and it destroys my tongue.
You and I are like total opposites. I could eat a whole share-sized bag of sour Skittles on my own, and I will know that I will be in for pain. Like my tongue will hurt, but I'm like, I'm going into this.
Oh,
I'm gonna go down swinging.
I'm not saying I wouldn't. It's not something that I would set myself up for, but I could realistically sit down and do it. But also, just one of them wrecks my tongue.
I will do it.
Right.
I don't care.
I just can't do that stuff anymore. But
Yeah.
I
I
don't
was gonna
know.
say I don't really eat much chocolate candy bars anymore.
Yeah.
But
I
when
don't
I
eat much
do,
candy anymore.
but when I
Yeah.
do, it's an almond joy.
But when I do, it's the Three Musketeers.
I
Actually,
will also say, taking one step further, instead of freezing the candy bars, the new market of just ice cream candy bars is very good. Like a Twix candy bar, I've had one of or an ice cream bar, where it,
Like ice
actually
cream
has
sandwich?
Yeah,
in
but
it.
those really don't travel well if you're trying to hand them out for Halloween.
No,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
just part of the discussion.
Yeah.
Like instead of freezing them, just
do the ice cream
Ice
version.
buy 'em.
Yeah,
not for trick or treating, just to try.
Yeah.
for the lulz.
All right. Well, that was fun. So that
Shall we
puts
tally
me
up-
in the lead with 11.
Yes. So at the end of this week's episode, here is the point total. Nate has 11 points.
Woo!
Josh has 9. I have 5, and the guests have 4.
So, Ryan, I don't know if I told you this earlier, but as a guest, at the end of the month, the loser of the three of us will pay for. I think that's what we decided. Or did we decide that we split it? What did we just? Or did we do? Are we doing the costume thing?
Yeah.
What?
So
Okay.
that's what it is. At the end of the month, you'll be invited to, if you can make it out here, because I know you're in a different city right now. But if you're able to make it out to our apartment, then you are more than welcome to come and have a dinner on us, where whoever ends up losing this month will be wearing a special costume picked by the two winners.
Oh, crap.
Oh,
And it can be anything, and that person will be your server.
It could be nothing.
is that gonna be on Halloween Day?
No, we'll do the dinner when we can at least get the most of the 4 guests here. I know our next week's guest, Bryce, will be in town in November, so we might do it in November.
Gotcha. Because I will be playing Ultimate Frisbee on Halloween Day. So
Oh, that's
Oh.
Will
exciting.
we be recording on Halloween?
No, all of the episodes for this month are gonna come out on Halloween,
Oh, my God.
as it is. We might try and get some released earlier, but we have a lot to talk about after this.
Oh, yes, we do.
All right. Well, we will. That is it for this week's episodes. Thank you for hanging out with us, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Well, that's it for today's episode. Be sure to join us on the next episode, where we will continue to debate as good friends do. Follow us on Instagram and YouTube, and stay up to date on all things Asshat, and to participate in polls and activities throughout the week based on the themes of the upcoming episodes.
We also started a Patreon for those of you who are interested in showing your support in a more direct way. On our Patreon, we have a ton of bonus content, including tier lists, loser dinners, and bonus podcast episodes.
We want to continue making content that makes you think, smile, and especially laugh. And the best way that you guys can help us do that, leave a like or a comment, download and share all these episodes with your friends and family members who you think would enjoy our tomfoolery, our shenanigans, and all those other crazy words that encapsulate our content.